Tonight, we are going to talk about two very important subjects which to me are basic and fundamental for all Gnostic students. Something which Master Samael talked a lot about, and which we have also been talking about a great deal. But the truth is that they have been taken as something unimportant, so that we don't give them the importance that they deserve. Those subjects are concentration and meditation. Concentration is basic and fundamental for all the practices that Master Samael gives. When we say that we are concentrated, it is because there is only one thought on a particular subject, object, place, etc. Wherever there is only one thought, there is concentration. Therefore, if we are going to do any of the practices that Master Samael gives, we have to concentrate. Master Samael's practices have failed and still fail, not because the practices are bad, but because of what we, students, are doing. Therefore, when we do a practice and the mind flies everywhere, what happens? We are doing it mechanically, and mechanical practices do not give results. Concentration is needed even in the Arcanum AZF practice. Concentration and imagination must work together. Concentrate on the energy and imagine it going up through the spinal cord, that golden cord, we could say, which is going up through the spinal cord. There, concentration and imagination are working in balance. Therefore, we use concentration for everything. Then we need to educate the physical body and the mind for it. I have had this method and have been using it, and thank God concentration is not difficult for me. We have different activities in everyday life, don't we? Then we should keep a diary in the morning, putting the most important things in order of priority, so that when the first task, the most important one for us, has been finished, we can pass on to the second one. After that, we pass on to the third, and so on, as far as the day allows. Don't do something while thinking about something else, but be concentrated only in what you are doing. This is how we educate ourselves in such a way that when we say, I am going to concentrate, it is already there, immediately. So then, importance has not been given to this practice, but I have been given it importance. I have had that discipline from long ago, and I do not forget concentration. For example, if you want to go to a pyramid, a temple, or to have an interview with a master, when going to sleep, you concentrate and you go straight there. You go directly where you have concentrated. You do not stop anywhere. You can know temples, the pyramids, have interviews with masters. You concentrate on them, and that is all. This is the quickest way to obtain information. It is the fastest way to investigate anything. Concentrate, and you can investigate whatever you need. Then, you have to give that practice the importance that it has. Don't leave it for tomorrow, but start a discipline once and for all in order to be able to truly educate yourselves in concentration. Because, look, for meditation, we need to concentrate first, so that only one thought exists. If then another thought suddenly appears, apply the duality. Then you discard one and meditation comes. With the duality, you look for the opposite, the synthesis. The synthesis is discarded and you leave the mind blank. So then, for meditation, you also need concentration. Therefore, we need to re-educate ourselves. We need to educate and pay attention. If any of you who truly starts to practice, to do the practices that Master Samael gives with concentration and dedication in what you are doing, you will triumph without fail. Then, the result will be seen immediately. Give concentration the importance that it has. I have seen, for example, that it has been widely thought internationally, and it is talked about a lot, but it is not taken to the practice. You have to take it to the practice if you want to triumph. Concentration is one of the fundamental bases for the student to be able to do the practices that Master Samael gives. Without it, you are wasting time. If you are doing a practice and the mind is flying or thinking about something to do next, it is already a failure. It is mechanized and does not give any positive result. Therefore, set yourselves a task. Set yourself your own discipline in your daily life, and in this way, educate yourselves little by little. However, you shouldn't do something and at the same time think that you have to do something else. No. You should dedicate your time to what you are doing first of all. When the task is finished, go on to the second, to the third, to the fourth, and so on until the close of the day. In this way, you avoid mechanization and are disciplining yourselves for esotericism. Then, the day that you want to concentrate on a practice, you do it, and the result is immediately positive. I am going to relate something to you. One of my brothers and I were going to Santiago by car. We were just a few months in Gnosis. The Master Samael, at the time, was meeting with the group at 7 in the evening. He was in a meeting with the students from there because they were doing chains and practices. I said, let's concentrate and we will go there. I concentrated within myself and I got there. I took part in the chain and in the practice they had that day. My brother flew everywhere because he did not concentrate within himself. The Master himself, the following day, told me, "You came and profited from the practice we did. Your brother did not. He flew everywhere because he was lacking in concentration." Therefore, concentration is basic for the student. You can truly do wonders with concentration. Concentration and meditation are very different. In concentration, there is one thought. There is a purpose. And meditation is not to think, neither of good nor of bad, to reach the quietness and silence of the mind. So do not confuse those two parts, which are very similar but which are not the same. When, for example, you are going to do a practice, decide to do a practice, nothing else. Do not share the time saying that you are going to do one practice now and after a while another. No. Dedicate the time only to one practice, to the one which you think is best. Do not do a practice and think that you are going to do another one now or in a while. No. Dedicate the necessary time to one sole practice and nothing else. The concentration practice is a powerful weapon that you have if you put it into practice. It is the fundamental base of the studies. With that practice, all doors are opened. You can investigate whatever you want. You concentrate within yourself, and that is it. You go directly to wherever you want to go and investigate whatever you want. Look, I am going to tell you something, let's say negative, that happened to me. I was in Mexico for the state of Gnosis, written in perfect matrimony. I think I learned the names of the masters by heart, and at night I started doing the practice of Gnosis. I lay down in my bed on my back to invoke the masters. When I felt tired on my back, I turned to the side. I continued doing the practice, but mechanically. I was invoking the masters, and my mind was flying everywhere in the planet. I was doing a mechanical practice. When the moment arrived, I felt that somebody touched my shoulder very gently. And because my conscience was asleep, my mind was flying everywhere, and I said, "Don't disturb me." The master jerked my elbow, when, somehow, after a moment, I woke up and turned to see the master. He was going to put me into the state of Gnosis. He smiled and went away. Thus, I did a negative practice. The master came, but because my mind was everywhere and not in what I was doing, when the moment came, I lost it. That is why I did not want to work with those masters anymore. I am still ashamed. It was a discourtesy, a stupidity. I was doing a mechanical practice and I was not concentrated on what I was doing. These are bitter experiences that we have, but they serve as experience to do the practices with concentration and dedication on what we are doing. In order to acquire experience, not everything is given to us. Some of the practices are lost, and they stay as experiences for us, don't they? All that serves a purpose. For instance, with me telling you of a negative experience I had for working mechanically. That error of mine is now helping you, and it is like that. Whatever is done in the mechanical way is not worth it. This is why concentration is basic and fundamental. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters, work on concentration, and all else will be added on to you.